Today we're going to be looking at dividing money and looking at what happens when we have a remainder. Now, this relies on your knowledge of times tables. So if you're dividing by a number whose times table you're not familiar with, then I suggest you just write it down somewhere on the side of the page or something like that, and then that will make life easier for you. I'm going to go through the two examples that are on the worksheet for you. So example A says that Mr. Boxer pays £42 for a box of monster masks, and I'm putting in brackets because he wants to make himself look prettier. There are 8 masks in the box. How much does each mask cost? So we know that 8 masks cost £42. I want to know how much one mask is going to cost. So what I need to do is I need to take my 8 and I need to divide it into my 42. So if you're not too happy with your 8 times table, this is what you do. You just write it down here. There's no need to write out 1 times 8, 2 times 8, things like that. Just write down the times table by adding 8 each time. Okay, and then you can take it from there. I'm going to stop at 64 because I know I'm not going to need to go any further than that. I need to set up my division sum. You have squared paper to work on, I don't. So the 8 goes outside and then on the inside goes my 42, and I'm going to write this as pounds and pence. So I'm going to put a decimal point and I'm going to add 2 zeros on the end. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my decimal points above each other. Okay, try and keep the decimal point in a square of its own. So now I'm going to do 8s into 42. By looking at my 8 times table, I can see that the closest I can get to 42 is 40, and this is 5 lots of 8. So what I do is I write a 5 here. That means I have 2 left over. That 2 gets written next to my 0 because it's the remainder, it's what's left over, because 8 didn't divide into 42 exactly. Now I do 8s into 20, and looking at my times table here I can see that 16 is as close as I can get, and that happens to be 2 lots of 8. So 8s into 20 go twice. I've got to work out the remainder because 2 8s aren't 20. So I have 4 left over because I'm getting from 16 all the way up to 20. Then I do 8s into 40, which go 5 times. And it goes in exactly. You should find for all of these questions that they will stop after the second decimal point, because this is dealing with money. So that means now, and I write underneath, 1 mask costs, and this is my answer here, £5.25. Okay, again, if you want to see that again because you came across something that you didn't quite understand, then just rewind on the video. The second example on the page says that a packet of sweets contains 12 sweets. How many packets must Alfie buy so that he can give a sweet to every child in the school? And there are 198 children in the school. So what we need to do now is this is the division sum. It's 198 divided by 12. Okay, I'm not too hot on my 12 times table, so I'm going to write it down the side here. 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84. I'm going to stop at 96. You only ever need to get up to 9 times. Okay, you don't need to go beyond 9 times the table. So again, setting out my division sum, there's my 12. draw my two lines. I now write 198 in here. Don't forget to put the 2 zeros down. I didn't make my line long enough, so I make it longer, and I put the decimal points above each other. Okay, now here I'm dividing 12 into this number first, but I've only got 2-digit answers here, so I'm dividing 12 into 19 first of all, and I know that goes once. Okay, the remainder, the thing that is left over, count from 12 up to 19, that is 7, so there's a remainder of 7. So now I'm dividing 12s into 78. And if I look at my 12 times table, I can see 72 here. That's as close as I can get. I can never go above the number. I've always got to go as close as I can possibly get it to beneath the number. Okay, so 72 is as close as I can get, and that's 6 times. And there's a remainder of 6, which is going to go there. Okay, 12s into 60 goes exactly. I can see 60 here, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 times. Now, this is money. We never come across something called £16.5. So 12s into 0 goes 0 times, and now it looks like money. Okay, so 16.5 packets. Well, you can't buy half a packet, so therefore Alfie would need to buy 17 packets. He has to go above, because if he buys 16 packets, he's not going to have enough sweets. So he has to go above the packets to make sure. And of course that means he can probably then give the sweets to his friends, or he can say take them for themselves. So that's how you do division for money. Okay, always try and work it out to 2 numbers after the decimal point. Hope you have fun doing the divisions.